Take a seat, cunt. Enjoy the video. Thank you. Ooh, man, that's a lot better. Now I'm ready to rock and roll. You're not you until you're you again, and you're not you until you are, well, dropped anchor, for lack of a better term. Oh, and the bad news, I'm still stuck with no visible way out anywhere in the near future. But the good news, we just whacked the old cunt that had been dogging us for the past 2 episodes. Dick Traeger, beg your pardon, Rick Traeger, was crushed by an elevator. The same elevator that was taking us to freedom. He had it coming, if you ask me, you know, the way he'd been acting up. So the man deserved it, every bit of it. And yeah, this is a cool feature. I know I pointed this out before, like early on. I think it was episode 2 or something. But yeah, you can actually see your bloody footprints. That's one of the coolest things in this game. It's just shows how much detail went into developing this game. We have more French down here on the floor, but we've seen those before, so let's not waste any time. And we found another piece of evidence, so let's take a looky. Wow, not too shabby. Now, this is a follow-up email from Dick Traeger. Remember that David Annapurna, requesting a transfer from Mount Massive on account of seeing some shady stuff going on? Well, he even took it as far as threatening to report it if his request wasn't met. And now Rick is asking someone to pull that guy off the payroll and toss him in with the rest of these loonies to be treated until his death. Beats me how this guy's name wasn't actually Dick Traeger, because he's a first-class jerk. Jesus, Miles, did you just step on a frog or something? Get a grip, man. That's a nice URL. And we got more bullshit mirrors, but we've seen those before. They don't reflect Miles, because apparently Miles is a vampire. I mean, he must be a vampire. Like, how else is he not being reflected in mirrors? Doesn't make any sense, right? If he was not a vampire, he would have a reflection. Okay, well, I'm calling it now. This part of the asylum is eerily quiet, almost disturbingly tranquil. You know, there's nothing going on, no loonies running amok, nobody's trying to whack me or like take my head off with a machete or something. Something is not right. I almost feel like I'm being, I don't know, like quietly railroaded into some kind of trap. Okay, we have more bleach paint, we've seen those. I'm not gonna waste my time looking at a battery. Yeah, that's why I came here. That's what I came here for that one battery. Just beware that it's not always going to be there. Like I said, it's a coin cost. Okay, up here, and that bloody smear is not giving me any confidence climbing up through this window. Oh! Well, this just keeps getting better. Don't tell me now I have to play firefighter. I didn't sign up for this bullshit, for this baloney. Miles, are you alright? Oh, that's an ugly fucking hand. Put it away before I throw up. I'm sorry, beg your pardon. All this smoke and fire is kind of making me dizzy and kind of, you know, a little slow. So now I'm speaking like a retard.
All of it. Murkoff took so much from us. Used us. Turned us into these things because nobody cares about a few forgotten lunatics. So let it burn. Burn the whole goddamn thing down. Get up. You other way you can get out through the kitchen.
My brother in Christ, I'm really sorry about that. Seriously, this guy looks like he seems to be a really decent fellow. I don't think he had it coming. I don't think he deserved any of this nonsense that had happened to him. I'm really sorry about that, honestly. And so much for hoping I wouldn't have to play firefighter. Actually, that's exactly what I'm about to do, for lack of a better term. Look at all these corpses. My god. Also, I don't think this is going to because it's just the furniture that's on fire, right? Okay, well, we have some of the support beams that are also kind of aflame, right? But I don't feel a fire this small or whatever is going to set the whole building on fire. Because look at the floor, look at the walls. It's all tiles. And okay, and now that I'm not breathing all that smoke anymore, I feel my ability to speak like a normal person as opposed to speaking like a derp slowly seeping back into me and into my mouth. Oh, yeah, well, I'm fully back to normal now. Okay, well, let's investigate. We have this pitch black, dark room, one of those moron. I was about to say moron radios, but no, they're actually moron. And check this out. This dude has fallen asleep on the job. He's refusing to be a good employee, to be a good wage cock. And I doubt his name is Patrick Petrina. No way anyone sleeping on the job would be awarded one of these certificates of excellence or whatever. And we got another file. So let's take a look, shall we? Okay, well, now that checks out. Apparently that guy has to be asleep 24/7, on account of suffering from PTSD or whatever, some kind of psychological disorder. That's his way to cope with it. All right, well, and there he is, Patrick, just casually doubled up in his chair, taking a nap. Beautiful. I'm gonna give you guys alone. I'm gonna leave you guys alone here so you can sort of, catch 40 winks and, relax. Because I know this job can be stressful as fuck. There I go again, speaking like a nitwit. I think reading that last file gave me PTSD. That's why I can't stop talking like this. Miles, my dear, put that stub of a hand away. Seriously, it's not even that sexy. Quit showing off. And so we gotta find a way to put that fire out before we can get into the kitchen, and then through the kitchen and out of this place, hopefully. Morin? Really? That fucking guy again. I hope your mother lives a long and healthy and fulfilling life full of money and wealth and all sorts of bells and whistles. So up through here, and guess what? We can't put that fire out if there are no sprinklers, if they are not activated. But nothing's ever gonna be easy. We are facing yet another fetch quest where it's go and throw that switch, then double back and throw that switch. And there he is. I was wondering when we would run into him again. This guy, he's never late to the party. He shows up precisely when he means to, He's like a Gandalf, like a wizard or something. Wizard of Wizard of Oz. By the way, I'm still here. Literally, right here. All you have to do is reach out and grab me by my hair and drag me across the floor. I wouldn't argue. What? You're not gonna do that? Dude, are you alright? Seriously. Do you by any chance might have PTSD as well from reading all these files and shit? I know this shit can be really viral, we might have to start wearing masks and getting jabs for PTSD or whatever. I don't know. What should I do? He's still there. I've never been this confused before. I feel like I had a dead end. Never mind. I'm probably overthinking. Seriously, I've dealt with this guy before, so it's not that hard. All you have to do really is just make it up in your head that he doesn't even exist. Pretend like he's not there at all. Just go about your business, right? He's not there. So we're going to deactivate this guy, just make him disappear solely by virtue of the power of manifestation. So we're gonna, in simple terms, we're gonna think shit and this shit is going to happen. So we're gonna think shit into happening, you know, in real life. There he goes, bashing down the doors again, motherfucker. And I've been hanging around this guy long enough to say with, great confidence that he's not that evil. I think he's just a lost soul who needs love and lots of hugs and stuff. So I don't know, maybe all this running after me, maybe he's not trying to kill me, maybe he just wants a hug. I feel like it's not the guy. Take it from me, because I'm sort of the one stuck inside a locker right now. So this is like pretty much locker room talk, right? While I hide from this guy. But anyway, take it from me. I feel like it's not the guy himself that's very almost intimidating, as much as it is the sounds, like the sounds that he makes, the rattling of the chains, those heavy footsteps, all that groaning and panting, and the occasional, I'm gonna find all of you whores, that kind of stuff. See, guys, I told you it wasn't like science fiction shit or anything. Like, I was teaching you the real deal here. This is the power of manifestation, right? I think shit and this shit happens. So I just literally convinced myself in my head that this guy is not going to, show up running around the corner looking for me, looking to, take my hat clean off with those nice, strong, big, muscle-bound arms. And there it is. Look at it. He's not looking for me. I think at this point it's safe to say that I have completely deactivated this guy. He's completely harmless now, like a pug dog, like one of those dogs with those big buggy eyes, sort of the kind that you want to just squeeze until their eyes pop right out. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Okay, I'm done messing around in this locker. So we got one switch down. That leaves us with just one more to go. And I know it's a science fact. There's another switch I'm supposed to find. There he is. Oh, okay, well, he's still a bit, just a tad aggressive. I think he still wants to kill me, rip me apart right down the middle, but that's okay. I can forgive and forget. If he can forgive and forget me for being such a dick and not letting him do this bad stuff to me, what are you trying to do, man? You would fill up this seriously, man. Take a break. Like, anyone would think you were downright determined to embarrass yourself by trying to squeeze by, like, through this really, really narrow pathway, slit, gap, whatever. Come on, man. You're too flabby. I'm sorry to say that. This may hit like a train full of bricks, but you're too fat for that shit. Why don't you wait outside? I'll be right back. Meanwhile, we're going to take a break and enjoy the sight of one man washing the other one in a bathtub. Toss in a big yellow rubber duck, and it's a full-blown bathtub party. So he's searching this dude for some kind of key or something, just from the sound of it. Could have fooled anyone, I guess. I was convinced he just wanted to ban him, honestly. This is equal parts relaxing and disturbing. I mean, it's just as disturbing as it is relaxing, but it's also relaxing. And there's another dude, totally having the time of his life, and I think he might have blacked out from, like in that song, I couldn't feel any better or I would be sick. So this guy sort of is the definition of that, just had so much fun he couldn't resist. He couldn't help but black out from all the fun. And yeah, so we're going.
No complaining now. We have to wash every little part. Who's a clean baby? Who's a clean?
Okay, so apart from this sausage party, for lack of a better term, this area is really null and void. There's not a whole lot going on here. You know what? I'd be full of shit to say this door didn't call to me in the worst way possible. And what I mean, it's like an itch I can't resist. But upon closer examination, I can confirm this door doesn't like someone trying to ride it. You know, not sure if it's just me or everyone else, but yeah, this door, just like the other one leading out of here, are both kind of janky in a way that you can't boost yourself up on top of these doors. Or, you know, rather, the issue is that you get stuck once you're on top of the door. So something happens, you boost yourself up, and then you just get stuck and you can't even move. So whatever it is, it's a glitch. No idea why. Best of luck to anyone trying to figure out why. Let me fall all the way back and then try walking by these guys again, just in case there might be more dialogue lines or something. No, I guess not. Well, yeah, that's all there is to this area. We're ready to leave. Hey, Chris, you can come out now. It's safe. I'm back. Chris, aren't you just something else hiding from me? And now you're freaking out something fierce. What a wacko. Chris, quit striking poses, really. Anyone would think you were a wannabe rapper. You wouldn't want anyone to think that, would you? Well, I've never seen Chris act this way before. Like, something is off about his behavior. And I don't mean him trying to kill me. That's actually perfectly fine. He's supposed to do that. That's his job. The guy gets paid to try and kill me. Right? I mean, he's got kids and stuff to feed. Yeah, I'm kind of making it up, but I don't know. Something about Chris, maybe it's my version of the game. And I have a Steam version, so it's supposed to be alright, but he's just acting a little weird. And, these guys are still having fun. I really don't mean to interrupt, right? I wouldn't impose. That just ain't in my nature. You know what? Fuck it. We're just going to run straight past him, you know, be whatever may. And if he's gonna catch and kill me, so be it, right? So just right through here. And we're gonna smash this button right here. And now we are going to beat it. Yep. And in my hurried, messed up escape from the fatso, I may have skipped a room. There was a room back there that I forgot to take a look at, and I just can't move on with my life until that little checkbox has been ticked off. So I gotta circle back and finish the job. Seriously, this is a 100% playthrough. I can't just skip an entire room and act like it's nothing, like nothing ever happened. And he's still there. Well, so much for hoping he would be gone. Like, remember I told you that enemies are not, they're not, like, permanently instanced in this game? Like, sort of, they pop in and out, but they're not there. They're not gonna be there 100% of the time. They exist in certain areas only to a point, and once you reach that point and, like, cross a certain, point, they disappear, and you know those areas become safe to explore. But apparently that's not the case, or I wouldn't be hiding under this desk. Well, the water is really messed up. Sorry, I just can't ignore the fact that it's like pelting me right through the desk. You would think hiding under furniture would sort of like keep you sheltered, right? But no, look at it, just coming right through the desk, pelting me as if I was like out in the rain or something. Anyway, there he is. You hear that? Quiet. Okay, let's give it a shot. I know I'm taking a huge risk out here. I'm risking my arm and a fucking leg. But let's just slip out and explore, because that's the only reason we're back here, really, to explore this room. I Well, there's not a whole lot going on here. Like, normally, I'm sorry, this is all my fault, or I should have known there was nothing here, but I just remembered sort of like back there, and I was like, okay, well, there's another room I forgot to check out, but I forgot that this room has absolutely nothing. It's just, like, it's here for the sake of being here. It's just an empty room, and, I believe there might be a battery that's like spawned on one of these desks from time to time, but that's not the case. Oh, it wasn't worth it. I did it for nothing. I just well, you know, at least I can confidently say that I've been there, done that, and I just died for the first... No, actually, it's not the first time I died in this run, but, you know, that's going to happen. I've never died to Chris, so, you know, might as well have done it. Why not? I'm not giving up on this last area, not yet. And if there is a way to explore it without Chris breathing down your neck all the time, I've been able to discover this way. The trick is to save and reload your game right after smashing the switch that activates the sprinklers. Once you're loaded back into it, suddenly Chris is gone. And now check these guys out. And some of these fellas had their thinking caps ripped clean off, if you catch my drift. Must have been Chris, or we've never met the guy. Now, there's going to be a battery, so make sure to grab that. Always good to have. And also, it's the setting that makes me scratch my noggin and go like, what exactly happened here? Now, get this. If Chris got the jump on these guys in the middle of their little tea party, they would have tried to make a run for it, right? Because I can't imagine anyone just sitting here and waiting for their turn to get their heads taken off. And by the way, they're all chilling at this table like they were playing cards or something, suggests that Chris might have a bit of a creative mode going on. You know, something we've never quite noticed about the guy. So Chris whacked these fellas, then arranged their bodies to make it look like they're just chillaxing, you know. That's pretty cool. And yeah, well, you know, at bare minimum, we've been all over the place. We have even gotten our ass handed over. And look, all the fire is gone. Beautiful, right? So I'm just gonna stumble around for a bit, see if there's anything worth looking at, but I know there's nothing. Like, really, there's absolutely nothing here. Once again, this is just like a transit area. There are no goodies, no deep cuts, no nothing. It's probably one of the most boring areas in this entire game. All right, the whole point of this area is to sort of like stall you for a bit with all that fire and flame, right? And here comes the good part. Don't rush straight ahead. Instead, sort of, you want to stop over here and pay attention. See those feet? Who do you think that is? Really, who do you think that might be? I'm gonna lock these doors. Not lock them, but I'm just going to close them. And now watch this. Watch what happens. Yes, my dears, that was the same man, the same fella we saw earlier, the pyromaniac, as some people might say. Evidently, he wanted to burn this place down to the ground so bad, he's now apeshit mad at me for putting the fire out and ruining his plan. Best part, there's no way he could have gotten past those closed doors in like 3 seconds flat. Because here's the deal, walking into him and being knocked down with the doors still open, right? That makes sense how he manages to get away so fast. But with the doors closed, I mean, unless he had warped through the doors like a ghost or something, he would have to open the doors first, run outside, close them again, and that would take some time, right? Okay, well, I just can't let this one go. I'm going to try something else before we move on. Let me see if we might be able to follow this weirdo. Now, normally these doors get locked real tight as soon as he runs out, so no way to follow him. Not if I have something to say about that. There, better now. And now we should be ready to rock and roll. Let me see if sneaking along the wall makes a difference. Oh, well, not really, makes sense. After all, this is a scripted scene. And now we should be able to follow him right through here, and just like that, we end up plunging into a black abyss. Well, good to know, I guess. And, we might as well check if we can ride this door and, clip through the wall, to get around to that guy. And nope, the wall is as solid as they get. Well, that hope didn't last very long. And yeah, I'm not sure if you guys remember this place, but this is the exact same kitchen where we first met Dick Traeger. And that dumbwaiter, that kitchen, all of that. This is where we walked right into his trap, right? And I don't know if this guy on the table or whatever's left of the guy is, I don't know if that was Rick or Dick. But whoever that was, I feel sorry for that man. And if there's anything that's extremely easy to miss, it's this door. Shame on you if you've missed this door, because I know I have. Go on ahead, step through the door to find Traeger's private little kitchen, and make sure to film it to unlock a note in your journal. Now, there is something really cool about this kitchen. It's this bowl full of human fingers. Yeah, it just goes to show how much the guy was obsessed with, human fingers. I don't know if that's some kind of sick fetish, but what a sicko, right? And kind of makes you wonder if mine might be in that same bowl, but whatever. There's even a bit of a pantry back here, but it's really all about beans, and I'm not huge on beans. They give me really bad runs. So, yeah, man. All right, dudes, there's absolutely, once again, all of these doors are locked. The only way through, the only way out is right up ahead, right? We got more French. We've seen all of those before. There's nothing new under the sun, right? We're so far into this game that hardly anything can surprise us anymore. Yeah, always make sure to drop down this elevator shaft. There's pretty much always a battery, or in some cases, 2 batteries. So that's always good to have. Always make sure to check out this shaft. Now, there's something curious, and it's gonna be over here. What the hell was that? So walking into this little security control booth, security control room, and looking around, it doesn't look like there's much going on at first glance. Well, maybe except for this dead guy, but we've seen a ton of dead guys so far, so that's hardly surprising. But take a look at this computer screen over here. Look at the way it's acting. And the fact that it's not really plugged in or connected to anything, but it's still on, right? And there's something that looks like that looked like a tree branch, sort of like sticking through it. I don't know. And yeah, over here, does it look familiar at all? No? Weird. Because that's where we killed Traeger. It's the same elevator. You can even see that hat sort of like hanging down. That's where we flipped it down to escape. You can't really see Traeger because the angle is all wrong. And that's where we emerged from the sewers. So yeah, beautiful. And there's just another room to check out before we head outside. And I'm talking about this room. Yeah, there are a few things going on, but nothing as exciting as this file. Let's read it. We haven't read anything about MK Ultra for a while, and now they hit us with this. So Project Bluebird, which I assume was a sub-project of MK Ultra, had endeavored to research how one's personality traits could be influenced or even downright altered through sleep-induced and hypnotic techniques. Can you imagine anything like that? Like, that would have been some next-level stuff had it come to fruition. Okay, I think we are done here for tonight, right? I was going to say for today, but actually for tonight, because it's nighttime for Miles. and we are ready to head outside, but we're going to do that in the next episode. For now, I bid you farewell, and I wish you guys a very good day.